So, myself and others often talk about what we find or we're expecting or not expecting on our individual 2025 bingo card. And this story is absolutely one of them. Superman is getting sued. That's right. The upcoming film has some big legal problems, and perhaps we should take a look at them. But before we get started, please check down below that you're subscribed to the channel. If not, hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free. I always make it free. And turn on the notification bell to all notifications. That way you don't miss anything. We do at least one live show or one video or both every day, and sometimes many more, at least unless I'm on vacation. And believe it or not, we're going to actually have videos while I am kind of on vacation. And the live streams will be from somewhere else since I'm going to be in Orlando. Regardless, do hit that thumbs up button and comment down there as often as you can. Let's get into the video right now. According to our friends over at Cosmic Book News, specifically Matt McGloin, James Gunn's Superman faces a legal battle. The Shuster estate sues to block release. Oh my, this is going to be interesting. Is it possible that we won't get the film that's been shot and edited and has some subpar trailers? Maybe. From the story, it's learned that the estate of Superman co-creator Joseph Shuster is suing Warner Brothers Discovery and DC Comics, aiming to block the upcoming release of James Gunn's Man of Steel movie in several countries. Except it's not called Man of Steel. The lawsuit filed in the Southern District of New York alleges that Warner Brothers Discovery lacks the rights to exploit Superman in Canada, the UK, Ireland, and Australia. The estate seeks damages, an injunction, and formal recognition of its ownership rights in these regions. They are also asked for a jury trial, which means this is a hot mess and could go on for a long, long time. Now, you have to ask yourself, what are the estate claims based on? I would imagine on the fact that they don't like getting cut out of potential earnings that they feel that they are owed. In fact, at the heart of the dispute is the claim that Superman's foreign copyright reverted to the Shuster estate years ago. Wow. While Shuster and co-creator Jerry Siegel sold the character to DC's predecessor in 1938 for $130, copyright laws in certain countries automatically return rights to the author's estate 25 years after their death. And since Shuster died in 1992, his copyright in most affected countries reverted in 2017, with Canada following in 2021. Gunn's Superman is the first Superman movie to be released following that time period, as Man of Steel was released in 2013 and Batman v Superman in 2016, which really kind of stuck a fork in the existence of copyright in those few countries. Despite this, the lawsuit says Warner Brothers Discovery has continued to produce and distribute Superman-related content, including films, TV shows, and merchandise in all those territories. So the estate argues that this constitutes copyright infringement and Warner Brothers Discovery never sought its approval. Okay, this is a big problem, and it's something that the legal department over there at Warner Brothers Discovery should have seen coming for a long time. And while maybe they didn't think about it, Superman is essentially half of the two most important male figures in DC's superhero lineup. And when you count Wonder Woman, you have to ask yourself how many other estates are going to make claims going forward, at least until the characters fall into public domain. Warner Brothers' response in this case is that they deny the claims and has vowed to fight the lawsuit. A company spokesperson told The Hollywood Reporter, with the merits of the lawsuit, will vigorously defend our rights. Well, they can defend their rights all they want in the countries where they've not already reverted to the author. This legal battle adds another complication to Warner Brothers Discovery's plans for Superman, which is set for release on July 11th, starring, inferior Superman David Corenswet as Superman. The film is a key project in the DCU reboot, which I feel is not going very well. Not sure what you think. Let me know in the comments section below. This, of course, is led off by the partnership of James Gunn and Peter Safran in operating the new DC. The lawsuit could disrupt its international rollout if courts rule in favor of the Shuster estate or if some sort of settlement isn't made. I'm sure there'll be a settlement. Gunn actually filmed Superman in Cleveland to pay homage to Siegel and Shuster, considered the birthplace of Superman. Well, yeah. And despite what I think will be something that falls short of fans' expectations, this is really not a good sign for the future of a lot of comic heroes out there globally. And this is not the first time Siegel and Schuster and their heirs have challenged DC's ownership of Superman. The creators originally sued in 1947, eventually settling for $94,000. Decades later, Schuster's family waived their U.S. termination rights in exchange for an annual payment from DC of only $25,000, something courts have upheld. However, foreign copyright laws differ, allowing the estate to argue that it still holds rights outside the US. And to be fair, I think this is actually a good practice because the families have no idea what these characters will be worth in the future. Just look at it compared to inflation, and $25,000 back then doesn't hold much water nowadays, unfortunately. And while it's a large sum of money to me, it certainly is nothing equivalent to what it was back then. And maybe that's why having the rights revert so regularly is a good practice. It keeps the estates and these families from getting short shrift because inflation happens or is forced. In this case, here in this country, the last several years. There's also argument to be made that this family member, which was Schuster's sister, had the legal authority to make that particular agreement, leaving room for further legal challenges, which I imagine will be coming as the slow slide into public domain has already occurred. See, the Schuster estate is demanding a share of profits from past and future Superman-related works, at least in the disputed territory. And if it achieves a court order preventing Warner Brothers Discovery from releasing James Gunn's Superman film and other Superman properties without its consent, well, that kind of holds Warner Brothers Discovery over a barrel. Ultimately, this would change everything for Superman and for the reboot of DC, because it's a decent chance that everybody involved is going to come back for their share of the pie. And if this becomes more and more frequent and a legal precedent is set, I can imagine that a lot of these long-term rights are going to come with some responsibilities for all of these studios in the future. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Is this a big problem for DC, Marvel, etc., etc.? Do you believe that this is a solid legal argument, considering what's being done in other countries around the world? And do you believe this is a problem for the studios in the future because they may not own the material that they are producing for the rest of time, especially if there were others involved or they're working on some form of adaptation? Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And while you're down there, please hit the thumbs up button, share this video out there, and as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya for real.